It was a sunny Saturday morning in 1990 when Trevaline Evans, a beloved antiques dealer, stepped out of her shop in the heart of Llangollen, leaving a note that read, "Back in 2 minutes." She was never seen again. No witnesses, no body, no answers. For 35 years, her disappearance has baffled police, torn a family apart, and left a trail of cryptic clues. From a mysterious, well-dressed man to chilling plaques hinting at a cover-up at Trevaline Golf Club. What happened to Trevaline Evans? Stick with us as we unravel one of the most haunting mysteries in true crime history. Welcome to Crimes That Haunt Us, the channel where we dive deep into the most unsettling cases. We're on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every single one helps keep these stories alive. If you enjoy true crime content like this, hit subscribe and join the community. In the heart of North Wales, nestled between the River Dee and the bustling A5, lies the picturesque town of Llangollen, a place where time seems to stand still, fueled by farming, tourism, and tight-knit community bonds. But on a sunny Saturday morning in June 1990, this idyllic town became the stage for a chilling mystery that would haunt its residents for decades. Trevaline Evans, a beloved local antiques dealer, vanished without a trace, leaving behind a note that read, "Back in 2 minutes." She never returned. This is the story of a disappearance that defies explanation, a case so baffling it's been called one of the strangest in North Wales history. Trevaline Evans was born on September 6, 1937 in Llangollen, a place she called home her entire life. A well-known and popular figure, Trevaline was the heartbeat of her community. In 1958, she married Richard Evans, and together they had a son, Richard Evans Jr., who would later become a police sergeant in his early 20s. But tragedy would strike the family. Richard Jr. would die of a heart attack in 1999 in his 30s, leaving behind his wife Anwen and sons Hugh and Owen, never knowing what happened to his mother. Trevaline and Richard dreamed of a peaceful retirement at their holiday bungalow in Rhuthlan, some 30 miles from Llangollen. In the week leading up to her disappearance, Richard was there renovating the property while Trevaline returned to her passion, her antiques business. The family was comfortably well off, and in 1989, just a year before her vanishing, Trevaline opened Attic Antiques on Church Street near the town centre. It wasn't just a shop, it was a lifelong dream. Trevaline had always loved collecting antiques, buying from locals, dealers, and visitors alike. But Attic Antiques was more than that. It was a social hub, a place where Trevaline's cheerful demeanour shone as she hosted friends for coffee and chats, her laughter filling the air. On the day she vanished, June 16, 1990, Trevaline appeared relaxed and happy, with plans to attend a party that evening. But something sinister was brewing beneath the surface of this sunny Saturday, and Trevaline's life was about to take a dark turn. Let's rewind to the days leading up to her disappearance. Earlier that week, between June 11 and June 13th, Trevaline and Richard had been at their Rhuthlan bungalow. Trevaline returned to Llangollen on Wednesday, June 13th to resume work at her shop. But on Thursday, June 14th at 9:15 a.m., a local housewife passing Attic Antiques noticed something unusual. Trevaline was speaking with 2 men outside her shop. The older man was aged around 65, grey hair and glasses, wearing an aquamarine sweater with a paisley tie. One was younger, aged in his 30s, dressed in a dark suit with his sleeves rolled up and his dark hair appeared gelled. The very next day, Friday, June 15th, potentially the same older man from the day before was seen with Trevaline again, outside her shop in the morning. He is described as 5 feet 10 in height, stockily built, having brown hair but greying, wearing a dark navy suit and carrying a briefcase. A witness later described him as being very distinguished looking. That evening, a couple driving down Castle Street spotted Trevaline standing in the doorway of a cafe, clutching a piece of paper. She seemed anxious, stepping in and out of the doorway, glancing down the street as if looking for someone. Who was she looking for, and what did that piece of paper hold? Then came Saturday, June 16th, 1990, the day Trevaline disappeared forever. At 9:30 a.m., she opened Attic Antiques as usual, driving her dark blue Ford Escort Estate and parking it 30 yards from the shop. The weather was sunny, the town centre alive with activity. Between 25 and 30 friends, acquaintances and customers visited her shop that morning, and every single one reported the same thing. Trevaline seemed happy, relaxed, with nothing amiss. She even mentioned her plans to meet a friend for dinner that night.
And she had lots of plans of things that she was going to do. I even popped back to the shop to remind her that we were invited to a party. And she was thrilled to be going, and really wanted to go. There is no way she would have gone missing, that she would have gone away voluntarily.
At 12:40 p.m, Trevaline left a note on the shop door that read, "Back in 2 minutes." It was her standard practice when taking a short break, but Saturdays were typically busy and she rarely left during peak hours. By 1 p.m, she was seen buying an apple and a banana on High Street, then crossing to nearby Castle Street, sightings confirmed by multiple witnesses. But here's where the mystery deepens. A banana peel was later found in the shop's dustbin, suggesting Trevaline may have returned after her purchase. Yet this has never been confirmed. Was it the same banana or one from earlier? At 2:30 p.m, the last confirmed sighting of Trevaline occurred near her home on Market Street. But then at 2:35 p.m, an unconfirmed report placed a woman matching Trevaline's description walking out of town along the A5 towards Llangollen, beside the Riverside Park by the River Dee. And at 3:45 p.m, another unconfirmed sighting reported a woman resembling Trevaline walking into Park Avenue from the direction of the River Dee further along the A5. Was this her? Or were these fleeting glimpses of someone else entirely? By 5 p.m, Trevaline had not returned. Her shop remained closed, though some loyal customers left money through the letterbox for items displayed outside. Just before 6 p.m, a woman driving along Church Street noticed a man looking suspicious, wearing a light Macintosh coat, standing outside Attic Antiques, and she thought she saw the door open, though she wasn't certain. That night, Trevaline's family, growing increasingly concerned, began searching for her. When they arrived at the shop, the door was locked. Inside, they found a chilling scene. Her handbag with all her credit cards, her car keys, her jacket, her makeup compact, open on the counter, and the fruit and flowers she intended to take home. Her car remained parked where she had left it, untouched. At 11 p.m. that evening, North Wales Police launched a missing persons investigation that quickly escalated into a murder inquiry due to the suspicious circumstances. It became one of the most extensive investigations in North Wales history.
Is this the sort of video you can put straight on the internet?
Sort of machine, yeah.
My mother is very close to her family, and she had everything to live for, and I can't see her for 1 minute going away without telling anyone what she was going to do. And I think wherever she is, it's involuntary, it's against her will. So that's our main feeling, and that's why we're so worried.
Before she disappeared, she spent 3 days up in Rutherland in our holiday bungalow, which I was doing up or refurbishing, and she was very happy. She liked working up there, she liked the garden.
Every household in Llangollen was interviewed, and scores of others in neighbouring towns as well. 330 statements were taken, over 1,500 interviews conducted within a 12-mile radius of the town, and nearly 700 cars eliminated from the inquiry. Searchers scoured mine shafts, caves, the River Dee, and the Llangollen Canal. Missing posters plastered the town, and Richard offered a £5,000 reward for information. Inside the shop, everything was as Trevaline had left it. No signs of a struggle or attack. Her personal belongings, including her handbag, car keys, and jacket, were untouched. The banana peel in the dustbin hinted she might have returned after 1 p.m., but this was never confirmed. Her bank account showed no activity, no withdrawals, no sign she left voluntarily or planned to disappear. One lead stood out: the well-dressed man seen with Trevaline on June 14 and June 15th. Described as distinguished-looking, wearing a navy blazer and carrying a black briefcase in his left hand, an artist's impression of him was circulated in 1990. But despite the publicity, he was never traced. By 2001, police deemed the sketch no longer accurate, as it failed to generate any solid leads. But who was this man, and what was his connection to Trevaline? After 2 years of exhaustive investigation, police announced in 1992 that they believed Trevaline had been lured away, possibly by someone she knew or thought she knew. They did not believe she was still alive. Detective Chief Inspector Colin Edwards, who led the investigation, called it, without a doubt, the strangest inquiry I have ever been involved with. The 1990s brought more twists, but no answers. In 1992, a spiritualist medium contacted police, claiming Trevaline's body was in woodland in the World's End area. Police searched the location but found nothing. In 1993, a woman walking near Llangollen wrote to police saying she felt overwhelmed by a feeling that Trevaline was nearby. Sniffer dogs were deployed to search a canal bank, but again nothing was found. In 1994, police briefly considered a link to serial killer Robin Ligus, who killed 3 men that year, including an antiques dealer within 30 miles of Llangollen. Ligus, convicted in 2011, had boasted of being a natural-born killer, but police ruled out any connection to Trevaline. His victims were men, and he made no effort to hide their bodies. In 1997, Trevaline was declared legally dead, though no body had ever been found. 2 years later, in 1999, tragedy struck again. Trevaline's son, Richard Jr., died of a heart attack in his late 30s, never knowing what happened to his mother. Over the years, false sightings of Trevaline emerged far from Llangollen. Witnesses claimed to have seen her in London, but these reports were never verified. Interpol investigated a sighting in France, but it led nowhere. And in a remote Australian town, another unconfirmed sighting surfaced, deemed unlikely as Trevaline's bank accounts remained untouched, and she had no clear motive to flee. In January 2001, North Wales Police reopened the case, hoping advances in forensic science would provide new evidence. And then came a shocking development. In June 2001, Trevaline's husband, Richard, now aged 72, was arrested. Suspicion had been brewing, fueled by local rumors of marital issues. Whispers of Trevaline's alleged affair with a man who left her £10,000 in his will had spread, and some claimed Richard had become increasingly unhappy when she received this money. Then, a witness came forward, claiming Richard was in a Llangollen pub around 2:30 p.m. on the day of her disappearance, contradicting his alibi of being in Llangollen, 30 miles away. But several other witnesses confirmed Richard was at the bungalow in Llangollen that day, and with no forensic evidence tying him to the crime, he was released without charge. Police also re-examined Trevaline's movements between June 13th, her return from Llangollen, and June 16th. But no new forensic evidence emerged, and the case went cold once more. On the 20th anniversary of Trevaline's disappearance, her brother Leonard Davies made a public plea for the case to be re-investigated. He expressed skepticism that Trevaline had simply gone off, believing instead that she had been abducted. North Wales Police stated the case was never closed, urging anyone with information to come forward. In 2015, Richard Evans, husband of Trevaline, died at the age of 83, never knowing what happened to his wife. In early 2019, a bombshell twist emerged that would reignite the case. Brothers Andrew and Lee Sutton from Wrexham and Kinmel Bay came forward with chilling new information. They claimed they received a tip that Trevaline had been murdered and her body buried under the floor of Llangollen Golf Club near the Evans holiday bungalow. On the 14th of March 2019, the brothers hired a special camera and claimed to have found skeletal remains, including a hand and skull, beneath the club's bar area. They said a forensic expert verified their findings, and they retained photographic evidence. Their professional backgrounds, Andrew's in auditing and Lee's in a hands-on trade, don't directly align with investigative work, which makes their decision to pursue the tip with a special camera and their persistence in the case notable. They positioned themselves as concerned citizens seeking justice for Trevaline. On March 19, 2019, North Wales Police, led by DS Tony Underhill, began digging at the golf club at 11 a.m. They used infrared equipment to X-ray the bar area floor and stationed an officer overnight during the search. But despite their efforts, no remains were found. The Sutton brothers were outraged, complaining to the Independent Office for Police Conduct about the police handling of the search. They alleged the remains were removed between their inspection on March 14th and the police search on March 19th. Their complaint was referred back to North Wales Police and rejected, and then the brothers faced a chilling aftermath. Andrew's house window was smashed, and Lee received threatening phone calls suggesting someone was uncomfortable with their findings. The mystery deepened between 2020 and 2022 with the appearance of cryptic plaques linked to Trevaline's case. On October 28, 2020, a silver plaque was found on a bench at Bonk Hill in Llangollen near the golf club. It read, "In memory of Trevaline Evans, vanished 16/6/1990, found Llangollen, GC 14/3 1990, removed 19/3 1990, RIP." The plaque was later removed. In 2021, another plaque appeared on a council bench along the Prestatyn to Dessouth walkway, making the location choice puzzling. The Sutton brothers denied involvement with the plaques and were baffled by their placement. Who was leaving these messages, and what did they know? Over the decades, several theories have emerged, none of which have been proven. Did someone Trevaline know lure her away, as police initially believed? Perhaps the distinguished-looking man seen with her. The lack of struggle and her personal belongings left behind support this theory. Or was it a random abduction or murder? The absence of bank activity, her car, and her keys suggests she didn't leave voluntarily. Some speculate she was taken by a stranger and her body hidden in the River Dee, canals or nearby caves, though searchers found nothing. Rumours of marital issues and Richard's alleged presence in Llangollen on the day of her disappearance fueled suspicion, but his alibi was solid, and he was released without charge. The 2011 investigation into Robert Ligus, who killed an antiques dealer, was a dead end. His modus operandi didn't match Trevaline's case. In 2021, a chilling new theory emerged, linking Trevaline Evans' disappearance to Christopher Halliwell, a convicted double murderer serving a whole-life sentence for the killings of Becky Godden Edwards in 2003 and Cian O'Callaghan in 2011. Journalist Tim Hicks and retired police intelligence officer Chris Clark suggested Halliwell as a suspect, pointing to a witness who claimed he was working as a window fitter in North Wales in 1990, with a history of burglary involving antiques, eerily tying him to Trevaline's profession. A 2023 episode of Channel 4's In the Footsteps of Killers amplified this theory when an anonymous witness reported seeing a man resembling Halliwell in Llangollen on the day Trevaline vanished, acting strangely near her shop and the Horseshoe Pass. North Wales police have not pursued Halliwell as a definitive suspect, citing a lack of forensic evidence, and the theory remains speculative as Trevaline's age and the circumstances of her disappearance don't fully align with Halliwell's known victim profile. Some speculated Trevaline ran away, perhaps with a lover like a golf club member, but this seems unlikely given her personal items, car, and lack of bank activity. Her happy demeanor and plans for the evening further contradict this theory. And then there's the Rift Lund Golf Club connection. The Sutton brothers' claims and the mysterious plaques suggest someone believes Trevaline's body was there and later removed. But police found no evidence to support this, and the plaques' origins remain unknown. At the time of airing this documentary, North Wales police have stated the case remains open but inactive, ready to review if new information or forensic advancements emerge. Most of Trevaline's immediate family, her father, brother David, son Richard Jr., and husband Richard, have passed away without closure. Somewhere out there, someone knows what happened to Trevaline Evans. She was a beloved wife, sister, and friend whose sudden disappearance left a permanent void in the lives of those who knew her. As the years pass, her smile, her kindness, and her presence in the Llangollen community are not forgotten. Behind every unsolved case is a real person who mattered, and Trevaline Evans will always matter. Thank you for watching and listening to Trevaline's story. Please feel free to leave your own comments, thoughts, and theories in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.